you, Bishop. I'm Reverend Tessa Zehring, and I come to you as the chair of the Great Plains Nominations Committee. I'm going to be first focusing on the pink sheet you were handed yesterday, which is document D. On May 23, 2019, the members of the Corporation of Great Plains United Methodist Camps Incorporated, which is the bishop, district superintendents of the districts where the camps are located, unanimously approved amendments to the bylaws that you find in document D, printed on the pink sheets that the tellers passed out to you yesterday. The changes to these bylaws can be found starting on page 3 of the document in sections 5.2.1, 5.5, and 7.6, found on page 6. These come as recommendations out of the nominations committee work, and they seek to make 2 changes. In section 5, it revises the Great Plains Camps Incorporated Board of Trustees to be 1 member selected by each camp site council, a total of 6, plus 12 at-large members, 8 lay people, 4 clerks, not members of a site council. Currently, the board is composed of the chair and 2 representatives from each of the 6 camp site councils, a total of 18, plus 6 at-large members, 4 clergy, 2 lay, who are not members of local site councils. In section 7.6, it specifies that the president of the Great Plains Board of Trustees must come from the members of the 12 at-large members and therefore may not currently be a member of a local site council. These changes are intended to clarify the responsibility of the Great Plains Camps Board to act as trustees on behalf of the whole corporation, as well as the camping ministry, both of which they oversee. It is also intended to reduce the number of instances of conflict of interest where a majority of the site council representatives or the chair of the board must abstain from decisions due to their affiliation with a specific camp. These revisions do not in any way alter the composition, powers, or duties of the local site councils as currently provided for in the articles and bylaws of the corporation. Ratification of these changes requires a majority vote by the annual conference session, so Bishop, I move adoption of these changes to the bylaws of the Great Plains United Methodist.
What is the percentage of vote that it requires?
Majority.
Majority. All right. So these bylaws will put the articles in alignment with the issue of conflict of interest. And so there's an amendment to 5.2.1 and 7.6. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Ross? Is that where? Oh, microphone 1.
Microphone. I'm Donna Voto at Newton Trinity Heights. On 2.3, I believe it's for a typo to be corrected so that it shall not be shall ever. Instead of it should be shall never. I think "in" makes a big difference.
Well, Donna, right now we are dealing with the points
So do
here.
you want that when you come to the
yes,
whole
when
document?
When we come back to it, we'll
Thank you.
look to amend that. All right. Any questions on the amendments to Article 5 and Article 7? Microphone 3.
Michael Brown, clergy, Spring Hill, Bucyrus.
Mike, do you have a question, or do you want to speak in favor or against? Or
It's a question.
okay, go ahead.
I could be misremembering, but I remember last year passing a change to the composition of this council that is basically what's being asked again this year. I remember last year we changed it to be 1 from each camp and then have from others with geographical considerations to where like that would be the current, not 2 from each camp. I could be misremembering that vote, but
All right, Tessa?
What that is we did vote on it last year, and then it had to go to the bishop and the district superintendents, and they had to, and we are approving, this is our final step. Nothing got actually changed last year. This is our final, this is the bureaucracy, the steps of the process.
thank you for the clarification.
There's no bureaucracy in the church. Come on. All right. Not seeing anyone else at a microphone. If you will the amendments to Articles 5 and 7, say aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries.
Thank you. I also have before you on page 27 of your pre-conference workbook, the nominations report and then updates were submitted yesterday. It's a white sheet. I didn't do any fun colors or put any cool letters on it. This is before you our nominations committee slate at this time. As somebody reminded me, this is a very fluid document. Connecting Council often will approve changes throughout the middle of the year. There is one change in the updated report. If you look at your district lay leaders, it says Flint Hills is Marvin Tinschauer. It's not. It goes back to Sandy Kramer, so it's actually what was in the original document. If I could have the slides, please, that I sent to Todd yesterday. We also, in the pre-conference workbook, found out that we are missing a page from the pre-conference document, and it is our, a couple of our affiliated organizations that they need us to approve their boards. And so this would be Ember Hope Board of Directors. You have the Board of Directors being, oh, there it is, Mary Beth Blake, Reverend Pam Bauer Nolan, Michael Shockley, Judge Kevin Moriarty, Alan Edelman, Kent Melker, Reverend Ellen Fisher, and then ex officio members, cabinet members, district superintendent, which currently is Reverend Don Hasty and Bishop Reuben Sines. Then we have the next one, Kansas Area United Methodist Foundation Board of Directors. Before you is the class of 2019, Bill Riley, Jerry Bonica, Leonard Maxwell, Bruce Schreihart, Sandra Holt, Richard Martin, Bob Timmons. Class of 2020 is Daniel J. Eilert, Gary Beach, Dan Diener, Mark Queer, Keith Geist, Sean Wyatt, and if I'm killing your names, I'm sorry. Class of 2021 is Reverend Andrew Connard, Sue Donlinger, Reverend Joe Mead, and then Bishop signs with an ex officio as ex. And then Kansas Health Foundation, Matt Allen, Molly, Jeffrey Jack, Don Hill, Junetta Everett, Sylvia Pinner, Reverend Claudia Bakley, C. Patrick Woods, and I believe that. And then the Health Ministry Fund. We already did that one, so we should be good. Okay. I do want you to know that the nominations committee, as we present this board, this slate, behind me is the chair, or the vice chair of nominations, Esther Hay. If you have questions, she and I will be working together in the next and we will be transitioning for her to be your new nominations chair come 2020. So nominations is working to make it so we go clergy chair and then lay chair and clergy and geographic. We're very intentional about the differences demographically, geographically, age. One thing we are realizing is as we merge into one conference, there is a lot of hope in where we're headed, but there's also a lot of grief. And 3 conferences, East Kansas West, and so in our conversations and in our work as a committee, we work to make sure that we keep that, be sensitive to that, but our goal is to nominate the best people for the different committees and teams. So I present this to you now.
Thank you. The slate, do we have a question on microphone 4? So it is before us. I'd like to thank the nominations committee for their hard work. Yes, microphone 4, and then we have someone on microphone 2 and microphone 1. All right? Go ahead, microphone 4.
Bishop Kathy Bullard, retired clergy. Are what we voting on the entire nominating report right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I have a question, hopefully addition. I know there are several committees that are disciplinary that are not specific here, but my understanding is that Native American Ministries, which has not been included for several years, that we do have a Native American Commission, and I would like the names of those so we can vote on them so they can be official.
Can I speak?
Okay?
Can I speak to that?
Yes.
Native American Ministries is official. It is a subcommittee of Mercy and Justice team, and so we do not need to vote on that. They work as the subcommittee of Mercy. Mercy and Justice Committee does the voting of that.
Okay?
Not necessarily. I'm sorry. I like to know the people who are representing us for some very important ministries, and this ministry has unfortunately been lacking in the last couple of years, not just in this quadrennium.
I would be happy to take that as a recommendation that we put Native American Ministries slate on the website for the nominations report. Harrietta Reynolds is the new chair, and she's doing an excellent job on getting them moving and going and working well. So
Yes, she is.
Thank you. Microphone 2.
Just a correction, this is Claudia Bakley, Flint Hills District Superintendent. The Flint Hills Lay Servant Ministry Director is Bob Riggin, okay?
this
Not-
is the district lay leader. This is not the lay servant minister.
Was on you had Marvin Tischhauser.
Right. I don't need the lay servant minister. We vote on the lay leader, the district lay leader, who
Okay,
you
it said
messaged
Marvin
last night
Tischhauser,
is.
District Lay Servant Ministry Director.
Yes.
All right, thank you. She'll make that
Yeah,
correction.
we have that language.
Bishop
Microphone 1.
Donavoto, clergy, Hutchison District, Trinity Heights. I wondered, as a point of order, were we not supposed to on the entire bylaws, the pink sheets, which was where the typo was mentioned?
Yes.
So will we vote on that after the
Yes,
slate?
let's do that. Let's do that. We'll come
Okay.
back to that, Donna.
Thank
We'll
you.
make also that amendment to that never and ever, okay?
That's
All
a
right.
big difference.
Yeah, okay. All right, so the entire slate, huh? Oh, it's not a type, okay, fine, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So right now, the slate, the nomination slate is before us. Do we have other questions? If you would adopt the nomination slate as presented, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Opposed, no. All right, it's hard to distinguish the ayes from the ayes, okay. Donna, for the mic. So, where's Donna? All right. So, let's go back to your point here about paragraph 2.3. You have a question, but we have a response for that. Go ahead
I
and
have
state your point.
5 sentences down, and it says, shall ever be distributed to or divided among any such people.
Where?
On
I'm 5 sentences
2.3.
down, 2.3 under compensation.
Oh, yes, there does need to be an in there.
It's never.
Otherwise, I wanted to serve on that committee.
All right, so that is never, it's a typo. Now, if you will...
Thank you.
Thank you. If you will... Yes. Okay, it's the first page, page D, 2.3, the line that reads, 5 lines down,
Okay.
current or accumulated of this corporation shall, it says shall ever be distributed, but it says shall, it should be shall never be distributed.
Bishop,
Oh, yes.
I would contend that no, it actually should be ever.
Okay.
And I'd actually see if maybe Dave Seeley could give us a little bit of help on this as well, our conference chancellor. This is legalese, and it's tortured verbiage. And look through what that relates to, and I hate to read the whole thing here, but it says, of course, compensation shall never be paid to any member, officer, director, trustee, creator, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, except as an allowance for actual expenditures or services actually made or rendered to or for the corporation as an employee of the corporation, and neither the whole nor any portion of the assets or net earnings, current or accumulated, of the corporation shall ever be distributed or divided among such people. So it speaks with with the negative, and then says that no portion of that shall be distributed among the members. So I believe it is correct.
All right, it is correct.
Can I have my paper?
So we're ready to adopt the new bylaws as amended in Article 5 and 7. What do we need to do?
Yeah, do we need to?
Donna, is that a, she moved, she did not move the motion, she was raising a question.
Okay.
So we've clarified the question.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. All right. If we would adopt the new bylaws as amended in paragraphs 5 and 7, say aye. Opposed, no. So moved. Thank you, Tessa, for your
Thank
good
you.
work with the Personnel Committee. You know your job well, and I'm sure that you're
Nominations, but
going
thank
to
you.
pass the baton on.
Yes,
so that we
I'm
can continue our
excited.
great
If you
work.
see
Thank
me
you so
smiling,
much.
that's
Would you
why.
give Tessa a hand, please? And the Nominations Committee.